Students and language enthusiasts. Today I would like to share with you my setup. First I will motivate you by how it's efficient, and then in the second part I will show you how to set it up. So I will be demonstrating it on a course French as a foreign language 105. I've divided the course into 6 blocks. It's dictionary, grammar, conjugation of regular and irregular verbs, pronunciation, and questions. So starting with dictionary, I've set up a specific format in which I like to have my vocabulary. So in curly brackets, I have the word type, and then I have additionally, for example, R for regular or irregular in case of verbs. I have the gender, if it's a feminine or a masculine verb, noun. And for adjectives, I have there first the masculine and then the feminine form. So also from the beginning, the pronunciations, at least to me, it seemed to be arbitrary. I couldn't find any patterns. So it was time consuming as I had to find out the word, its translation, and also its pronunciation. This shows you an easier method. So just to mention, I'm using an integrated development environment, Visual Studio Code, and I'm writing it in a Markdown language. I will talk about it more in the second part, but just so you know, that's why I'm writing this line, the pipe operator, because I'm separating columns in the tabular format, in the table. So I have in my mind a noun, so I will write changer. And I do not have in my mind solar charger, but just the normal charger. So I would do another pipe operator, and it gives me in curly brackets noun and then M for masculine, because I've omitted the article. If I were to write, for example, un charger, it just gives me the noun, and that's it, because the gender is already indicated. And here I prefer when I have it in the same column, so I just delete this one so it's the same. Since I already have them in my vocabulary, I'll delete them, and I'll just want to show another example. So in case of adjective, I can write sérieux. I had already foreshadowed what I wanted to write. Sérieux and sérieuse. First the masculine and then the feminine form, so I just hit tap and I have it there. Another nice thing is that it gives you option for another words. For example, this one is semantically correlated. So I have this one, I can just tap in and have more words. So can you enlarge your vocabulary? Yeah, here, okay, here I got the end of it. But I believe I'll have most of those already in my, or at least similar. So I'll delete them for now. Another thing I would like to show you is that it has a lot of features which are used for programmers but could be also useful for language learners. So for example, I have this line and I would like to put it one line above. So I just hold Option and upper arrow key, and I move it up, and if down arrow key I can move it down. Of course, in dictionary it's useful to look at things up, so I just have Command F, and I write, for example, mal for pain, and here I can select all of the words which have this occurrence. I can select those, and then select all of the next occurrence with the Command D. I'll get rid of the red, so we have it clearly, which is highlighted or which not. So I have this one, I have the third occurrence, now the fourth, and I can just rewrite it, for example, mal la, if I wanted to write it like this, or if I mistyped. The same thing, I can have cursors at more places, so I just click here, and then press down Option and click here, and delete the curly bracket and put there a normal bracket, in case I wanted to. So that is just like a small showcase what the ID can do, but it can do far more things. Lastly, I wanted to show you that in the back of the course, especially in this French one, we were received vocabulary in this format. This is just a photo. What we can do is open the chat here, And just to mention, this is a free. In the next section I will talk about it. You have some questions for free. So I'll just paste the image here, and importantly I close this tab and open the app in which I'm going to paste the vocabulary, in this case dictionary, because it is taking it for reference, and in the setup I've set the instructions for each of the files so it follows the format I mentioned just a moment ago. So here I just write extract vocabulary from the attached image. What I would like to just point out, it is not always accurate regarding the extracting. Some words may be missing, and it happened to me that I always also edit a few words out. For the translation and pronunciation part, I haven't encountered it to make a mistake, but I would also think one should be careful. So here we have it. So we see that it's separated by an empty line, each of the code blocks, not code blocks, but blocks of the vocabulary. So continue to droit, we have it here with the title above. In this case, it seems that you've done a good job, but please be careful. By the way, all those files which I'm showing here for this course I will upload are available in the description. You can download them as well. So if you either want to follow or want to have those files. Moving on, I will show the grammar, which is code blocks, grammatical blocks from the textbook. I believe it is useful to, this is another example. I believe this is a useful because you don't have to carry your textbook with you always, and as we will progress in other courses, you will have to bring so many textbooks. Also, for example, if I write covering passé composé, there has been more words which we covered in the lecture than there were in the textbook, so you can edit there or your personal notes. So I find it useful. Just for the demonstration, I can upload here again an image. So you can see that is quite capable of comparing, for example, of creating tables or graphics. In case of the French of the FRSL105, there's been a map with names of the provinces in France, pardon, in Canada. I was capable of extracting all of the titles and putting there in a nice format. Of course, not adding there the map, but for the grammatical purposes, it was very sufficient. So I'll just paste it here and again open the grammar file. Just for wondering, I numbered them, so I have them in this order, but of course the numbers are unnecessary. Track the grammatical block. And in the meantime, I can show you that I can put the image here. You can quite play as you need with the layout, which is very useful here. You can also change the theme of the Visual Studio Code, which I will also show in the second part. And here we have it. Now you see it in the markdown format, so which may be difficult to imagine how it looks from the beginning, but I assure you that markdown language is very simple. So I'll just paste it here and show you how it looks. It seems quite good. And I will just show for the reference the image, this one, and we see that it created a nice format. It simplified it a bit, that we do not need another extra column for the pronouns, which is just fine. And now we can move on to the conjugation of the verbs. Here we have for the conjugations in the format that first we have the title with the verb, its pronunciation and its translation, and then the conjugation and pronunciation. So for example, if I have here manger, I can delete it and write just manger and wait for it to give me suggestions. Or I can use the inline chat, which I do just Command I. I'll first delete it, and I'll do Command I, add here below the verb manger. It's been taking some lot of time, so let me do it one more time. Just add below the conjugation of the verb share and do nothing else. In the past, it happened to me that it overwritten, that's why it took in so long, that's why I rewrite the message, and here we have it. Okay, it did it in the past tense, which is not what I wanted, so I can demonstrate you that what we can do. So for example, now it is written in the past tense. I'll just rewrite it in the present to the present. And we can see, for example, if you have anything you've written already, it can alter it. So here we have it nicely as we want it. We just accept it and we have it in our files. The same thing applies for the regular verbs. Moving on, here we have the pronunciation. I think from the beginning it is nice to see at least some rules how it's pronounced. Here are just some YouTube videos I watched and transcribed, so I have it as a reference. And lastly, it is the questions. When you encounter something you don't know what is it and you have some questions, obviously you can ask the teacher, so it's nice to have it somewhere where to write it. Then what I found useful was to include, for example, when I had mistakes from the tests, so that I do not repeat them. And also here I have my vocabulary, which I need to go over again. Last thing regarding the setup I wanted to mention is that, as you see here, the markdown file isn't the best regarding to watch it like this. It's easier to see it in the right side. So there is a shortcut we can do, just pressing, like, this is a shortcut I set up, I'll show you later, but you can export it to PDFs, which is a quite easy shortcut, and I'll just hit the shortcut and you see markdown exporting to the PDF, and it's automatically giving into my PDF file, and here I have it. After opening, we can see the dictionaries. It always starts the title where, like, of the columns, it's on each page, despite it is not repeated, and you can have it here. So if you prefer, like me, to have it printed, or you have to go somewhere where you will be on your phone, you can access it in this PDF format. Let's proceed to the second part and set it up. In the description, I've included a link to GitHub, which is a website which works as a platform for sharing code and other files. Here you have all my files for this course, and also a small recipe how to do it. So first, what you will need is a Visual Studio Code. It is the integrated development environment in which we will write the code. So you just simply download it, and also you will need an account in GitHub, which is very simple. You just sign up with your email and create a password. What I would recommend is to sign up with university email. That way you can create a student account where you get for free a lot of paid features, so it is definitely useful. Here I include a link where they show what do you have included. There's definitely a lot of those. So once you will download the Visual Studio Code, you will be you will be shown a similar screen. Here you will just see I'm already signed in, you will be prompted to sign in here. That way you can use Copilot, and you will need to do just Command O to open a folder. I already have opened the demo. Now what we will do, we will open a new terminal, and here we will copy here all of the files from the GitHub repository. So what you need to do is to just copy this line of code, which is basically a link to this repository, which you can see here, with Git, which is the system for transferring the files, and clone, so that we clone all of those files. So here I just paste it in, and we are done. We have it downloaded. So I will just change directory, meaning I will go inside of the FRSL folder. Now, one thing we need to do is here I have the instructions. We need to create a special folder so that the GitHub knows, Copilot knows, and take them into account. So here they are. Those are how I wrote them myself. They are definitely up to you to change them as you need. So what we will do, we will create a new repository or folder. So we will do make mk like directory, and then .github. We see it's created, and now we will move this folder inside. So we'll do mv like move, and instructions inside .github and slash. Boom, and it's there. You see it's automatically there. Perfect. It's working, and now you set it up. So basically now, if you want to create a new project for a different, it doesn't have to be this one. All you need to do is just delete them and start your own project, or you can continue in this project to have the vocabulary from this course. And if you will rename those files, for example, either numbers in the beginning, do as you like, just to be cautious. In the instructions, there's always written for which document the instructions should apply. So be sure, make sure to also change it here. And that is it. Feel free to modify them and enjoy with them as much as you want. I hope it will improve your learning experience. And that's it. See you.